Welcome to the Brain Boosters channel. As a temporary resident in Australia with family, it's important to navigate the challenges of living in a new country while ensuring the well-being and integration of your family. Here are some tips to help you and your family settle and make the most of your time in Australia. Tip number 1. Understand your visa conditions. Review visa terms. Familiarize yourself with the specific conditions and restrictions of your visa, including work rights, study rights, and the duration of your stay. Dependent visa rules. Ensure you understand the rights and restrictions of your family members, such as school enrollment for children and work rights for your spouse or partner. Tip number 2. Health insurance. Private health insurance. Ensure that you and your family have adequate health insurance, as temporary residents are not covered by Medicare unless they are from a country with a reciprocal healthcare agreement. OSHC for students. If you're on a student visa, you must have Overseas Student Health Cover, OSHC, for yourself and your dependents. Tip number 3. Enrolling children in school. Public versus private schools. Explore the options for enrolling your children in either public or private schools. Be aware that temporary residents may have to pay international student fees for public schooling, depending on your visa type and state regulations. School zones. Research the school zones and ensure you live within the catchment area of a preferred school. Tip number 4. Employment. Job opportunities. If your visa allows, seek employment opportunities that align with your skills and qualifications. Utilize job search platforms and local networks. Support for your spouse. If your partner, spouse has work rights, encourage them to explore job opportunities. Some community organizations offer support services for spouses seeking employment. Tip number 5. Housing and accommodation. Find suitable housing. Choose a location that offers good access to work, schools, and community services. Consider the rental market, commute times, and neighborhood amenities. Understand lease terms. When renting, ensure you understand the lease terms and your rights as a tenant. Tip number 6. Community and social integration. Join community groups. Engage with local community groups, including cultural associations, parent-teacher organizations, or expat communities, to build a social network. Attend local events. Participate in local events, festivals, and activities to help your family integrate and feel more connected to the community. Tip number 7. Financial planning. Budgeting. Create a budget that accounts for the cost of living in Australia, including housing, groceries, transportation, and education. Banking. Open a local bank account and familiarize yourself with banking services in Australia. Tip number 8. Legal and tax obligations. Tax residency. Understand your tax obligations as a temporary resident. Depending on your circumstances, you may be considered a tax resident and need to file an Australian tax return. Legal documents. Ensure all legal documents, such as your visa, health insurance, and employment contracts, are in order. Tip number 9. Childcare and early education. Childcare options. Explore childcare options if you have young children, including daycares, kindergartens, and family daycare services. Government assistance. Check if you are eligible for any government assistance programs for childcare. Tip number 10. Plan for the future. Visa extensions. If you plan to stay longer, explore options for extending your visa or transitioning to permanent residency. Education pathways. If you or your family members are pursuing education, plan your academic pathways carefully, considering any future visa or residency requirements. Tip number 11. Emergency contacts. Emergency services. Familiarize yourself with the emergency services in Australia. Dial 000 for police, fire, or ambulance. Consulate, embassy. Know the contact details of your country's consulate or embassy in Australia in case you need assistance. Tip number 12. Cultural adaptation. Cultural sensitivity. Learn about Australian customs, etiquette, and cultural norms to help your family adjust more easily. Language support. If English is not your first language, consider enrolling in language classes or seeking language support for better communication and integration. By following these tips, you can help ensure that your family enjoys a smoother transition and a positive experience during your time in Australia. Thank you for watching. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Brain Boosters for more insightful content. Feel free to comment below for free consultations with industry experts and share your thoughts. We'd love to hear from you.